That's perfect. Okay, here we go. I'm rolling. I am rolling. Now, I don't know when I'm going to have this video up. This is Raging Rob. I haven't made too many political videos. I've been doing a lot of TTC stuff. It's time that I get back into political agendas. Get away from that TTC garbage. There's a lot of garbage going around. Well, as you know, SoCal Rams fan. I'm waiting for his response. St. Louis playing my Arizona Cardinals tomorrow. Hey, look at my betting. I got new betting. Look at this. I got new betting. What does that say on my betting? Cardinals. You like my betting? Arizona Cardinals. I got Arizona Cardinals sheets now on my betting. All right. Okay, let's get to the story. I got Arizona Cardinals sheets. All these idiots saying, well, I'm not a true... Raging Rob isn't a true Arizona fan. Blah, 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 blah. All right, let's get to the story what I'm talking about. Stephen Anderson is a pastor from Tempe, Arizona. Stephen Anderson is a pastor from Tempe, Arizona. Now, I found this story on Addicting Info, which is basically a liberal website, Addicting Info, run by liberals. I go on there, see what kind of shit they post. I mean, there is some crazy conservative wackos out there. Gotta be totally honest. Makes the rest of us conservatives look bad. They do have some good stories on this website that I do interested in. I was recently watching they're reading a story about a guy in Las Vegas who, well, I'm not gonna say it on YouTube. He was basically threatening politicians, doing things that I wouldn't do. Well, anyway, Addicting Info did a story on this pastor from Tempe, my home city of Phoenix, the Valley of the Sun, Tempe, Arizona, right where I'm from, you know, Phoenix, the Valley. Anyway, the Paris tragedy that happened, 128 people, 130 people got killed. My thoughts and prayers go out to the people of Paris. It was a tragic event that happened, and I totally condemn it. But basically, France has a problem. They have a homosexuality problem. They have a adultery problem. They're the one nation that basically 70% of the population in France, or worse, don't see adultery as a big problem. I see it as a problem. It's a sin in the Bible. Homosexuality is a sin. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying what happened in Paris was good. I'm saying that, you know, what happened in Paris was tragic. And I'm glad that, you know, France responded as quickly as they did. But there's this Stephen Anderson is a pastor from Tempe, and basically he's going on about, well, Addicting Info was making us blowing out of proportion, making him sound like this evil guy, which I had the video right here of this pastor going off. I'm going to play through parts of the video and elaborate what he said. Keep in mind, it was one of these liberal websites some time ago. I'm not exactly sure which site it was, but one of these sites was labeling me a white supremacist, saying that, you know, I said some things out of line. This goes back to, I don't know, MDA, Most Demand Action, a long time ago. I haven't messed with them in a long time. They've been quiet. They moved on. Their group got dismantled, and because people have woken up to the fraud that they are. But enough about that. And basically, they wrote a story on me when I told the mothers to suck it because they're opening their mouth, telling us what to do with our private property, blah, 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 blah. I don't know if it was this site, but one of the sites was going around saying, one of these news websites is going around saying that, yeah, Raging Rob is a white supremacist, and that's totally not true. I do not affiliate with any racist hatred groups. I do not affiliate with white supremacy. I do not affiliate with KKK. I do not affiliate with the Skinheads of America. I do not affiliate with the Aryan Brotherhood. I do not affiliate with any racist hate group. But let's get to the point. This pastor was going around saying, well, let's just listen to what he said. He was talking about the Paris attacks. So let me pull up the video here. Where is it at? This was the same pastor that was investigated by the Secret Service about a year and a half ago because he was praying for the, I'm not going to say on YouTube, but let me just say praying for the death of certain politicians. That's not what I'm about. I don't pray for the death of anybody. As a Jesus-loving, the God-fearing Christian, I pray for my enemies too. I pray that they find Jesus, that they turn their ways, and they find comfort, and they find healing, and they find the truth. I don't pray for the death of people. I don't pray that my enemies, that bad things happen to them. I don't care what you did to me. You know, some of these guys in the TTC, not just the TTC, but in my time in YouTube in general, some of these idiots have attacked my family. Said some very vile things about me. And I don't pray for the harm or anything bad happen to him. So anyway, let's go on. This pastor talks about the Paris attacks, and he makes a lot of good points. The fact that, you know, the concert that these people were going to was a death metal concert.
It says in Proverbs, all they that hate me love death. That's right. Speaking of God, those who hate God love death. You know, there's something about,
and I don't hate God. Let's go up to it.
Death metal, somebody might get killed. Right.
Just let me.
You're worshiping death, and then all of a sudden people start doing.
These concert goers in Paris were worshiping. We're going to a concert group called the Eagle of Death Metal or something. So basically, this band was a bunch of Satan worshippers, and if you worship Satan, you worship death. So these concert goers going to this concert basically are worshiping death. I'm not saying it's okay what happened to them. I'm saying they're going to a concert worshiping death. Now all of a sudden reality kicks in and people are getting killed everywhere. Oh my God, you know? Yeah, this is now, yeah, you worship death. You worship Satan, you're a Satan worshiper, and you're going to a concert that worships Satan and worships death, and now people are getting killed all over you. Now reality check, baby. Reality check. And I think that God was using this to wake up people. To wake up people in this tragedy. I think God, you know, this is the way God works sometimes. God will take sin. He will use sin to wake up people. And I think that God was using what happened in Paris to wake up some of these people at this concert. Hey, because God loves us all. He wants something to put the best for us. So these people going to a concert, worshiping Satan. This band is worshiping Satan, worshiping death. Now all of a sudden people are getting killed all over the place. Okay? This is God's way of waking you up and saying, hey, you know, this is what you're doing. You're worshiping death. Now, hey, this is what you're worshiping. You're worshiping death. Now people are getting killed all over the place. This is what you're worshiping. Reality check for these people that survived. You know? And still, my thoughts and prayers go out to the people that were killed. Don't get me wrong. I send nothing but my prayers and condolences to anybody who's affected by this tragedy.
Oh, wait a minute, what's on? Well, you love death so much. Yeah. You bought the ticket? Yeah.
Yep.
You love worshiping Satan? Well, let's have some of Satan's religion come in and shoot you. I mean, that's what these people should think about before they go to such a wicked concert.
I agree with them. I totally agree with them.
Islamic murderers did. They're wicked. They're murderers. But you know what? Nobody should be at a concert worshiping Satan with this drug-pushing hillbilly faggot.
Whoa. Hey, hold on. Let me stop that real quick. Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm not going to use that word, but maybe he was a little out of line there. But this guy, now the head of this concert, I don't know, allegedly he was dressing up like in pink or something. He was a guy fantasizing being a woman or something. I'm not exactly sure. I could be wrong. But he makes a good point. I mean, you're going to a concert, yeah, man, death rock. Do you guys, you know, before you go to your Korn concert, or your Nine Inch Nails concert, or Metallica concert, or Motley Crue, or these devil worshipping, you know, Rob Zombie, White Zombie, Ozzy Osbourne, who likes to, you know, bite off the heads of bats on the concert, you know, Kesha, who likes to drink blood on stage, Beyonce, who, you know, acts like a stripper on stage. Basically what Beyonce's doing. Beyonce and Jay-Z are devil worshippers. Jay-Z admitted it. He was talking about sacrificing kids in his music. So you go to these concerts, you know, Beyonce pretty much pushing that it's okay for 13, 14-year-olds to be a stripper, you know, with the shit that she's doing. You know, you go to a Miley Cyrus concert, you know, what is she doing? Taking off her clothes and acting like a whore on stage. And you think, you know, you don't think anything of this. You think it's okay. Oh, yeah, it's cool, man. She's doing ecstasy, and she's got a song about ecstasy. What was the one song that Miley Cyrus did talking about drug use and ecstasy? I can't remember all the words. But she was singing about ecstasy. And these kids, these teenagers, they go to these concerts. Oh, yeah, man, that's cool, man. And look what happens. I mean, I'm not condoning what happened. Yeah, Islamic extremists is a terrorist organization. Muhammad was a pedophile. Flag my video. I'm going to spell it out.
This band. Somebody emailed me and said, just hit Google Images, Eagles of Death Metal. And these guys...
Eagles of Death Metal was the name of the band.
Sodomite-looking freaks.
He's right.
In Proverbs, all they that hate...
Okay, this video is only like a minute long. I'm not going to play the other video. He was going on about Obama. I don't want the Secret Service knocking on my door. So I'm not going to go on about that. But he's right. So this pastor, Stephen Anderson or some, whatever his name, Anderson Stephen or Stephen Anderson or whatever. Stephen Anderson. Basically, I just want to point that out, you know. The Addicting Info, which is basically a liberal site, they're going around saying that Stephen Anderson is this homophobic pastor and he was promoting terrorism. You know, these liberals, they push this shit way beyond what it is. They did it with me. I really don't want to go on about that Mothers to Men action. I don't want to go on about that. That's old history. It's gone. It's in the past. I want to leave it in the past. I said some things. I did say some vile things, which I am sorry for. I do apologize for some things I did say against them. But basically, I exposed them for the fraud that they are. That Shannon Watts was working for, you know, Monsanto, which is the company that poisons us through GMO food. And she was also working with Michael Bloomberg, getting paid $50 million. She wasn't doing it for gun control. She wanted her she was doing the $50 million. She was going to states that are majority Democrat. She's kind of like Al Sharpton. If money's not involved, she's not getting involved. And that's basically what Shannon Watts is about. She won't go to any conservative state. Do you ever hear about her going to Arizona? Probably not. What about Texas? She has some things down in Texas, but predominantly not. After the 2014 election, after Wendy Davis lost to Greg Abbott, you don't hear about that anymore. After they took a big hit in 2014 election, the Mothers to Men action, they kind of just disappeared. I haven't heard squat from them. They just... It was like a temporary thing, you know. The way I see it, she wanted her money, and she got out. That's all it was a big paycheck from Bloomberg. That's all that was. Members of her organization were waking it up and coming against her. I got the proof. I looked into it. I mean, I said some things that were vile, and I do apologize for calling them whores and shit like that, telling them to put a dick in their mouth, and I was wrong for that. I was out of line for that. But I call it like it is. I mean, they were money-grubbing liberals, just in it for the money. After the 2014 election, it disappeared. But anyway, the news story came out and said that I said all these vile things, and then well, I kind of went a little bit off. Well, this news story going off saying that I am connected to white supremacy and all this other bullshit. So don't trust all these liberal sites. They lied through their teeth about me. That's the point I'm trying to make. And they're doing the same thing with this pastor. Lying through their damn teeth about saying he's supporting terrorism and all this other bullshit. Now, some of these sites, there's Freak Out Nation, there's Addicting Info. Some of these sites do have some good stories. And some of it I do agree with. There is some right-wing wackos out there that makes the rest of us conservatives look bad. I've read a story where you're 7 times, one of the authors posted a tweet somewhere. You're 7 times more likely to be killed by a conservative extremist than you are a Muslim terrorist. I don't know where the hell they got those figures. I don't think that's true for one bit. But I do think they make a good point. That some of these right-wing wackos are wackos. There's some right-wing wackos out there. There was a guy in Las Vegas. He was, I really don't want to, I gotta be careful what I say on YouTube. But basically, he threatened some politicians and was visited by the Secret Service. And this guy was, the Las Vegas police did an investigation and find out that this individual was trying to purchase ammonium, however you pronounce it, nitrate, the same kind of fertilizer used in the Oklahoma City bombing. So some of these conservatives, I gotta admit, they're wackos. You get your wackos on the left side too. But it seems like it's, I gotta be totally honest, and I know some conservatives might get mad at me, but it seems like lately, a lot of these wackos are coming up on the right wing side. It's making the rest of us look bad. I'm not about that, okay? I'm not a right wing wacko. I've said some vile things. I mean, I said some racial things. I'm not gonna lie. But some of these conservatives out there are complete crazies. I guarantee you, I own a few guns. I'm not gonna lie. I own some guns. I own a lot of ammo. I got a bunker with a bunch of food in it. I'm not gonna say where. In a private hideout, in case shit does go down. I guarantee you, with Jesus Christ as my witness, I do not plan on buying any bombs or ammonium nitrate. I don't own any of that shit. I don't plan on buying any of that shit. No. I have guns to protect myself against in case the revolution breaks out, which the way this country is going, it's looking more and more like we're gonna go into a civil war. I have the guns for my protection. I have the food to have enough food to live out when chaos erupts and the grocery stores go empty. And I got enough supplies for, you know, you gotta have supplies, you gotta have food, and you gotta have guns. That, you know, yeah, of course, to defend yourself. But anyway, I know I made this video long. So anyway, this pastor, you know, yeah, I agree with a lot of what he says. You go to a death metal concert, worshiping death, and then, oh my God, all these people are dying around you. It's like, duh. I'm not promoting death. I'm not trying to say what happened was good. Absolutely not. The Paris attacks, no, it's not good that people are getting killed all over. Absolutely not. And like I said, I send my thoughts and prayers to anybody affected by this tragedy. But why do you worship And if any teenagers are watching, why do you worship stars like Miley Virus, Kesha, who drinks blood on stage? Why do you worship why do you worship trash like Lil Wayne, who admitted to being a Satan worshiper? Taylor Momsen, or whatever her name, who admitted that she wants to bang guys for Satan. And she wants to go to hell. Taylor Momsen, whatever her name, she's like 18, 19 years old. She admitted in an interview that she worships the devil and she wants to go to hell. Miley Cyrus, who has a lot of drug addicting, look at the way she dresses and drug addicting songs and saying that drug addiction's okay. And why do people worship stuff like this? And then when you have somebody that overdoses and dies, oh my God, I don't know what happened. I mean, common logic. I mean, I don't wish bad things on anybody. But you go to a concert that worships death, and then you watch your best friend next to you get his head blown off by a terrorist. I'm trying to understand the logic here, you know? It's just like if I go to a White Zombie concert and, yeah, hail Satan, you know? And then fire breaks out and people die. Well, I don't know what happened. I was just at a metal death concert worshiping death. So you understand my logic here? It's... Alright. Sorry to make this long. This is Raging Rob. I don't know when I'm going to hit this video up, but I'll have it up soon. My thoughts and prayers out to people in Paris. My thoughts and prayers out to the tragic situation that happened in San Bernardino a couple of days ago. Was that yesterday? Today's Saturday. Was it yesterday it happened? I think it was yesterday. I don't know. Whatever. I think it was the day before. Thursday, I think. I don't know. Whatever. And my thoughts and prayers go out to the 3 shooting victims in Colorado Springs. Even though that they were... Well, like I said, you know, you kill babies for a living, and then somebody kills you. I mean, you get what I'm trying to say here? I mean, I'm not saying it's okay that somebody... I'm not saying it's okay with this wacko went into the Planned Parenthood thing and shot that shit up and killed 3 people. I'm not saying that's okay. Absolutely not. This guy that went inside the Planned Parenthood thing and shot those people up, including the cop, he's a fucking wacko. That's not what I'm about. I don't condone violence. But there's going to be people out there, there's going to be nuts out there saying that what he did was an act of, he did it for God, and he did it, what's the right words I want to use? He was doing the work of God. Now, the work of God is not going out and killing people just to kill people. No, that's not the Christian faith that I worship. That's not the Lord and Savior that I worship. God teaches us to turn the other cheek. Back then, carry swords for defense. I carry guns for my defense. That's the God that I worship. He teaches us about love, about forgiving our enemies, about spreading the gospel, about turning our enemies into God-fearing Christians. Not about going out and killing people because they did somebody wrong. That's not the God that I worship. But some of these wackos out there, fucking internet connection. Some of these wackos out there think because God is against abortion and God is against homosexuality, that gives us the right to be violent against abortionists and be violent against so-called, I'm sorry to use this word, but faggots, you know. And that's not what I'm about. Do I hate homosexuality? Yes, I can't stand the sin. I don't hate gays, the people. I hate the act of homosexuality is what I hate. You want to be gay, that's your personal business. I don't care what you do behind closed doors. But I'm just tired of it being shoved down my throat every day. I don't hate the sinner, I hate the sin. I hate homosexuality, not the person, the homos. They need to be turned straight. They need to get the word of God, and they need to convert themselves into being straight. What they're doing is sin. Homosexuality is adultery, and France has a big problem with this, and it's a big problem here in America. The act of homosexuality itself is a sin. But that doesn't mean I'm going to go out and gay bash. That doesn't mean I'm going to go out and do harm to people. That doesn't mean I'm going to go walk down the street and beat up gays. No, I'm not going to do stuff like that. That's not what I'm about. That's not the Christian faith that I am part of. We show love to other people. That's what I'm about. Not beating up people and shooting people because they're sinners. Because even I am admit that I'm a sinner. I've come short of the glory of God. We all have. Sorry to make this video long, but this is Raging Rob, and there were more videos to come. Peace be all with you, and God bless.